I never imagined I'd be the one to experience it. Cheating, lying, and betrayal. I had always been a guy who had faith in people, who trusted easily. But sometimes trust is something people use as a weapon, and you never see it coming until it's too late. I had been with Amanda for 2 years. We shared a life together, vacations, late-night talks, and all the little things that make a relationship feel solid. But then, things started changing. Slowly at first, then all at once. Amanda's late nights at work stretched into weekends. Her phone became a fortress, never out of her sight. She'd go for walks or take long drives whenever I asked to spend time together. When I asked her about it, she brushed it off with a smile and an excuse. I was always too busy, too focused on my work. I trusted her. I really did. But in the pit of my stomach, something felt wrong. One evening, I came home early, planning to surprise her with dinner. When I stepped inside, I found her phone on the kitchen counter, buzzing with a message. The name that flashed across the screen made my blood run cold. Kyle. Hey, babe, I can't wait to see you tonight. The rest of the message was cut off, but I didn't need to read more. I already knew what was going on. I stood there in the kitchen, my heart pounding. I wanted to confront her, but I didn't know how. Part of me wanted to throw everything at her and demand the truth, but I also knew that would only feed into whatever drama she had been creating behind my back. So I decided to wait. When she came home hours later, I was calm, too calm. She walked in, saw me standing there, and immediately knew something was off. I didn't even look at her when I asked, "Who's Kyle?" She froze for a moment, then let out a sigh, as if she'd been waiting for the inevitable. "He's just a guy from work," she said, trying to brush it off. Asterisk, we've been hanging out, that's all. Asterisk, I wanted to believe her. I really did. But the lie was so thin I could see straight through it. "Amanda," I said, my voice steady. Asterisk, I know what's been going on. I saw the messages. You've been cheating on me. Asterisk, the shock on her face was almost laughable. She stood there for a moment, not knowing what to say. And then she did something I didn't expect. She smiled. A cold, almost pitying smile. "You've always been so naive, Mike," she said. Asterisk, Kyle gives me what you can't. He knows how to make me feel wanted. You're just predictable, stuck in your little routine. Asterisk, it hit me harder than I could have imagined. She wasn't even trying to hide it. The arrogance in her voice, the way she looked at me like I was a failure. It cut deeper than the affair itself. Asterisk, does Rachel know? Asterisk, I asked, my mind racing to another close friend we shared. Asterisk, has she been covering for you too? Asterisk, oh, Rachel knows, Amanda said with a laugh. Asterisk, she's just too scared to say anything. They all know, Mike. They see what I see. You've been too busy with your job, with your own life. I needed something real. Asterisk, I was stunned, paralyzed. All this time, the people I trusted had been watching and doing nothing, all while I thought I was in a relationship with someone I loved. And now, I realized it had all been a game to her. I didn't yell. I didn't cry. I just stood there, breathing deeply, trying to hold on to whatever semblance of self-respect I had left. "Goodbye, Amanda," I said quietly. Asterisk, you keep this place. I'll take my things and leave. Asterisk, I didn't give her a chance to say anything else. I didn't need to hear her excuses. I grabbed my bag and walked out, leaving behind a life I had built with someone I thought I could trust. It's been 2 months since that night. I've been staying in a small apartment, not too far from the city, but far enough to find peace. I cut off all contact with Amanda and anyone who took her side, but it didn't stop there. A few weeks after the breakup, I got a call from my boss. Amanda had made a complaint about me at work, claiming I was unprofessional and hostile. Her new boyfriend, Kyle, was already friends with the higher-ups. I found out later that she had been planting stories about me, painting me as a jealous, controlling guy. It was the final nail in the coffin. But here's where it gets interesting. I didn't react. I didn't take the bait. Instead, I used the situation to my advantage. I kept my head down at work, focused on what I could control, and let the rumors spread. Amanda and Kyle tried to convince people I was the villain, but their lies began to unravel. People started seeing the cracks in their story. I wasn't the only one they had tried to manipulate. A few of my colleagues came to me, offering support. Turns out, I wasn't the only person Amanda had played. Slowly, she started losing people, her friends, her reputation. Everything began to crumble. Her relationship with Kyle was shaky from the start. He didn't offer her the stability she wanted, and the more she pushed, the more people started talking. Rachel finally confronted her one evening, calling her out on everything she had done. When Amanda tried to make herself out as the victim, Rachel wasn't buying it anymore. Amanda was left with nothing. No friends, no allies, no one who believed her lies. The last time I saw her, she was standing outside a cafe, talking to a couple of mutual friends. I overheard her complaining about how everything had fallen apart. She was still trying to manipulate the situation, still pretending like it wasn't her fault. I didn't say a word. I just smiled and walked past her. I've learned something in these past 2 months. Losing everything doesn't feel like a loss when you've already found yourself again. Sometimes, losing it all is the only way to see how little you had in the first place. Betrayal, lies, and manipulation can only hurt you for so long. In the end, the truth comes out, and the people who hurt you reveal who they really are. And when it's all over, you walk away, not just stronger, but clearer. I don't need to seek revenge. Watching Amanda's world fall apart, knowing she destroyed it all herself, has been more satisfying than any payback could ever be. And me? I found peace. And that's worth more than anything.